How the heck are everybody? I am Fastidious, and I'm joined today by maybe my best friend in Wancher Realms. I love this guy. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing magnificent, bro. How's everything?
It's really good. I have to be honest. I reached out today because I hadn't heard from you in like 2 weeks, and I checked your videos. You hadn't posted in 2 weeks, and then you told me I'm uploading as we speak, and I already saw the premiere notice, so I'm thrilled. Should we get right into it?
Yes, let's.
Okay, you guys probably saw the title of the video, the thumbnail, whatever I'm going to end up doing with it. So I want to get right into this, and then we're going to open up to a bigger conversation about what this means. But to avoid any form of clickbait, we're getting maybe like the best normal event rewards we've ever gotten, right, from this one event.
Yeah.
So if we go over here, guys, it opened just yesterday, so you still have 2.5 days left to do this, a little more than that. You've got the Brave Conquest. So if you guys don't know, this is like you get points from doing any artifact material raid, which you just saw me running, any gear raid at all, and you get lots of points. And just a quick tip, you get tons of points. The best bang for your buck in terms of stamina is going to come from artifact material raid, and normally you get to 6,000 points. It's been there for a while. It used to be much lower, like 4,000. That was early days of the game. For months now, it's been at 6,000. Then you get like 1 or 2 rare summoning crystals. As we can see now, Mike, things are a bit different, right?
A nice upgrade, I'll say.
It is. So now we can get some rare summoning crystals, and then at 6,000, so at 5,000 we get the rare summoning crystals, at 6,000 we get ancient summoning crystals, which are pretty, I mean, when you're endgame you can get them with some frequency. You can see I've been saving up, but they're hard to come by, and anyone can get this. A player who's been playing for 3 days could get 2 ancient summoning crystals. That's kind of huge.
Yeah. I'm a fan of it because it's necessary. We ask for this kind of stuff to happen in the game. We ask for better rewards. Yeah. And then when they come, we got to put the limelight like, hey, there is a change, there is an upgrade. And plus, like, you know, like if you're free to play, these things are hard to get.
Yes.
Like every time ancient summons come by, if you won't have enough for a 10 pull. You won't have enough to, you know, you do like 3 or 4, get you a couple, I forgot the gnome with the canonical arms.
Some Cratches?
Yeah, no, not Cratches. Borat. You get a couple Borats.
Okay, yeah. Oh, the rare lords. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I want to, and to put it more in perspective, guys. So like, I free to play, get tons of diamonds and stuff. So a lot of the stuff I do doesn't feel free to play. Ancient summoning is 100% free to play. You can't buy it with diamonds, right? And I've really maxed out all content. I can show you guys my Conqueror just to give you perspective. This is not to brag. This is just to show you what endgame accumulation looks like. So you see I was top 1% triple S, top 1% triple S, and then here I'm top 100 right now. Getting triple S is really hard. I'll push this later on today if I've got the time. But you can see I'm there. Like, and I was top 100 in Hellfire. I just fell out, and I was working on getting there for Conquer. The point is, I'm getting pretty darn max rewards from these things. You get your ranking rewards, you get the fragments, but most importantly, you get lots of the coins, the Immortal Sovereign, and then you can buy this. So with all that, with getting my arena, with this, that, and the other, being on top of it, farming every day, you know, 1 Rune Nightmare 4, 1 Rune Nightmare 3, I get about 40 Ancient Summoning Crystals a month, which is pretty solid. But if we do the math, you can only really guarantee you're getting a Legendary Lord at Pity, which is 220. That comes out to 5.5 months, and that's at Ultimate Endgame. So the fact, Mike, don't you think, that they're giving us this, I think this is kind of huge, and no one should miss out on these rewards. I don't care what it is. This is, priority numero uno, right?
Yeah, and on top of that too, the reason why I like this Brave Conquest is because right now it's paired with Artifact Material Raid. So if you've managed to max out on AMR, this is a speed run. Like the only event you can finish faster is the one where you're leveling up your champions. Like that's the only one you can finish faster than this. So you literally could just run AMR, get a whole bunch of mythical artifacts. Mythical artifacts? Yes, mythical. I keep thinking of different games. Mythic artifacts. Yeah, mythic artifacts, and then have a bunch you could bump up your champions, get ready for the next codex, so on and so forth, and then have a pool of rewards that took you all of 20 seconds to go press a couple buttons and then go make a sandwich. So,
absolutely, and it's a perfect synergy because you're finishing 2 good events with good rewards at the same time. And honestly, I'd say just having been on so many accounts, 95% of players sleep on artifacts. So this is your moment, right? So if you don't mind, we chatted about it briefly before we started filming, but I want to transition into what this might mean. So to zoom out, guys, people are bitching and moaning, and maybe rightfully so. They're being an emming, mind my language. They are saying the rates in this game are poopy, they're dog water, it sucks, and some people threaten to quit, this, that. It's kind of been the same song and dance for months, but I feel like it's gotten a little louder lately. Do you think this could be a direct response to that? Because one thing Wancher Realms has always done, it's always had terrible rates, but it's always been super generous at giving you currency to use those raids.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
So this is where I
And
really
I can
think
accidentally get 30 to 40 summons a week without trying hard, like accidentally.
This is from the past week, 34, and like I'm not seeking them out. Obviously, I'm not buying any. It is what it is, right? So this is where I always find my internal frustration. We're playing a gacha game. Gacha games are terrible at this stuff. You are supposed to feel deprived. What they do is they give us more summons than any other game I ever have played. Maybe I need to play different games. I don't know. I find them to be generous, so you can overcome bad rates with, the specific hero rates. Now we've got another story, but you can overcome general bad rates with sheer quantity. And now it seems if this is going to be a new norm, we get Brave Conquest once every 2 weeks. I mean, that's another 4 ancient summoning crystals a month. It might not seem like much, but if that starts coming in different ways, I think that's huge. I think maybe they could be listening. And I think, and this is how we can transition to the final Act 3 of the conversation in a minute or two. Not yet. I want to hear your thoughts on this. But maybe they're worried. I don't know. Because this feels like this is a big jump in generosity. An already generous game, but this is another level, I think.
So I'm going to combine this with, I'm going to add it to the third point. I'm going to add it to the third point later. But I think like these are the things that we ask to happen in the game. It's important that we see, hey, we're asking for more rewards. We're asking for easy ways to do this. Hey, I'm free to play. I've been playing for 3 weeks. How can I get access to boom, boom, boom? So they bring champions back, or they improve the rewards, or they put guides out. Even they did the guides and the artifacts of like how if you get it, it's better and stuff like. That's good effort to show people, hey, this game is accessible. Now, I will say, you do have the balance of like how often are you getting ads and stuff, and how often are you getting, stuff in the game that you can purchase. That exists in every single gacha game. So I don't necessarily think that it's something to be nervous about when the game does something good for you. Be nervous about it when the game stops making content.
Yeah. The worry is not. The worry is not. To be nervous. The worry is it's not even a worry. It's just observing. Are they thinking? Is this the line of thought they're going down? Is this the road they're walking down? Are they saying like, hey, people are complaining, and if we want to keep people happy and keep people here and not at AFK Journey or whatever's going on now, maybe we need. I'm. This is me thinking out loud, right? But just to circle back and not naming any specific things, people, and maybe I'm the loudest voice, have said we need more epic heroes. Now they come, and now people say they're not good enough. So it's just like, it's a balancing act. People say we don't want power creep, but then when things come and they're not good enough, people complain. So it's like, I think a lot of people need to realize games are young and we need to reconcile. And I think for a lot of people, the answer could be no. Is this game and is this genre right for you? Because it's a long haul kind of thing. Things are scarce. They're constantly balancing motivations for players to play in terms of like stuff to do, being not too hard but not too easy. They need to spend but not spend too much, and this. There's a constant in search of these sweet spots. So this could be, I think, maybe I want to get your thoughts, and then that could be the proper jumping off point to Act 3. This is gold.
I miss this. This has been good.
We haven't had a phone call in almost a month or something, maybe more. I don't know.
It was long. We were sending a message back. Hey, how you doing? Good. And
we used to have phone calls like every week. We would have a phone call at least. Yeah.
Every other day, bro.
That's at the beginning. I was like a new couple. The way I want now, I'm distracted. The way I want to transition it is more globally, right? Just about the health of Watcher Realms and what is this game. I've heard from everybody. It's all about the first 6 months and then the first year. Not many gacha games seem to make it more than a year. If you guys don't know, we just passed 8 months, right? Or we just passed 9 months, if I'm not mistaken. The game was July 14th, so May, June, July. May, June, July. We just passed 9 months of the game.
It's just been birthed.
But this is a moment, It's like we have I'm not a gacha expert, but I think AFK Journey, excuse me. This is what we're going to talk about, guys. AFK Journey is the freshest, prettiest space that has come since War came out. You have Raid. Raid has reigned supreme. We have other games like Epic 7 that have been bigger than Watcher Realms, but they were out for years before, right? But here AFK Journey comes as like the pretty girl at the party, right? That's the first real new gacha game I think that could be. I don't want to say war killer because I don't know if it's something that is to be killed or not killed.
I think that's always a hype choice of words. Like
I'm not going to say that, but
option.
But I'm not going. I don't want to be like pulling up Google Trend stuff in the video. That may be a video for another day. I don't know if I'm ready to go there. But no question, it's more popular than Watcher Realms. It is. However, it's fresh, and if you go back, Mob Bucket used to get 40,000 views on all his videos when the game came out because it's a new game.
Yeah, exactly.
But and this is where I want to hear from you, and this is actually to fully pull back there. And the reason I messaged you is because I saw you hadn't posted in 13 days. If I had waited one more hour, I would have saw you were literally uploading, which is just what are the chances? But like some of our creators in the space have moved on to that game, or I've noticed, I don't want to name people, but you guys can search. Some of the bigger creators haven't posted in 2 weeks or 1 week, or have went from posting every day to posting every other day or every third day. I don't want to name anything. Nothing's good or bad. I know established creators that do post a lot have kind of changed their style content, it seems, to focus more on like newsy, grabby, this, that. Something I've always done.
That's a good point.
But I have noticed someone that are still here, I've kind of changed, and it feels less guide focused with this focus and more news focus. This is not criticism to anyone or anything, but it does make me think, is this the moment that we find out? And that's what I want to hear from you. Is this the moment we find out, is Watch Realms going to go another 8 months or 9 months? Is it going to go another 8 or 9 years? Or is this eternal evolution, you know?
Oh geez, yeah. I think so. It's funny you say that. I think I will say this. This is me personally. This is looking at the production of the game as a whole. I think the game is in a good place. And I say that because the speed that they're delivering is better than any gacha game I've ever played. And so that gives me a big benefit of hope. So the reason why I say that is, in this game, they've covered a lot of bases that took a lot of games I've played before years to complete. So I started playing with Raid, then I played a little bit of Dislight, and I played some other content, but it didn't get big enough, and it worked out. But they've made it to where the champions that you have in the game, just about every champion in the game has a specialty area in the game where they're amazing. So Raid,
they're working on it.
Yeah, but like for example, Immortal Codex has touched so many bases of champions you forgot about, or you're like, oh, this champion's terrible. And then next thing you know, you have the epic archer champ that does a rapid fire. So like she's doing it, and she's one of the first champions people are thinking about getting. Tazira. I was about to say Tiramisu, and I knew that's like.
No, I think that's.
Not the one I was thinking about. But like, I want to add with that too, though. So like, even the My Bucket video, when we saw that, let's not forget, like, they're still making like another guild boss is coming out. Like that stuff is going. I think it's stated for like this year, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know if I'm wrong. You guys can review the video if I'm wrong. But they're talking about updated content. They're inviting like people to the studio to come in there and like look at stuff and program stuff. And the devs are pretty good at communicating, even though they may be completely outnumbered and outgunned. They are actively making sure to like send feedback and responses and go on that extra step. And we're still in the first 9 months of the game. Yeah.
So my counter is, I agree. Like, let's just be clear, right? Anai was serviceable at best, and now they add Arbiter of Frost, the damage over time codex, and she is on all the top teams. So you found a way to make a hero that was strictly undesirable desirable. That is good because we're playing a hero collector. However, is Arbiter of Frost good content? It's okay. I don't know. I don't love it. Now, having played Furious Torrent, Furious Torrent, which is the new Archer Marksman Codex coming, it stands right now, and devs, I'll look you right in the eyes, it is, I was about to curse, it is so bad. It is terrible. Not a single person on Forerunner was able to get Triple S. Ray had all A5 guys in the best gear anyone could dream of. It was overtuned, and the actual mechanics, not just saying, oh, no one did well, we're whining. No, the actual mechanics were infuriating. It was boring. There was a clear moment in the fight at about 1 minute and 40 seconds left where it all fell apart. It was completely untenable. There was no strategy. It was just boring, and I would have been happier having never played it in my life. So there is a balancing act. Is content good or bad? We've had amazing content. I think Gear Raid 4, amazing content. When Chapter 9 came 4 months ago or whatever, 5 months ago, amazing content. Some of the codexes I love. Overall, though, they can't just release a new codex boss every month or two and keep people happy. It might keep some of us happy.
That's a lot of content.
Yeah. So people should be patient. The game has given us more than we could have ever hoped for in 9 months. I believe that. We both believe that. However, people can be upset if they keep putting out content all the time, but it's bad. And we have to be.
I do agree on that. So I will say, out of 6 bosses, Pelagios is my least favorite one. I will say that out of the 6 that we have. But my favorite one is the Sokonis boss. it's like a little factory, and you're stopping the factory all the time. I love that. And Conqueror, of course, is close second. But Yeah, some of the stuff is going to be hit or miss. I do agree on that. So I won't be the guy to say every single thing they put out is amazing. So you're going to have your give and your takes, and it gives them a chance to fix it. Now I will say I do like that fix was a big issue, and then within the same, they fixed it in a freaking heartbeat
in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, like to me, those are good bones when I try to find out what these games are built on. Like I always use the age-old statement, like I haven't gotten a new head in Hydra in over 2.5 years in Raid. Yeah. So like that's the speed that one thing is creating. That's the speed another one's making it.
So the big thing, guys, and just to pull back the curtain a little more, we have extensive analytics. You get a good amount of views, Mike. For the space, I get a ton of views. Let's be honest. So I get to see how many new people are watching my content, this, that, and the other. And we do not. I do not see people leaving, but I do not see people coming. I feel like we've plateaued as a player base. So people that want to act like the sky is falling, war is dead, I think it's ridiculous. But people want to act like everything's fine. It's just everything's the same. Nothing's changing.
Yeah, it's way too early to call it.
Yeah.
It's within the first. Now, I will understand if we're 3 years in, 4 years in, stuff's falling apart, and new content is just awful. They have a continuous system, like the marketplace is dead. Like, like. Yeah.
But what I would
the signs are obvious.
So, but I think the important thing, and this is where we can maybe wrap up. We'll get your final thoughts, but I really want to hear from you guys in the comments. It's easy to compliment Watcher Realms because they're doing so many stuff that took Raid, and it's Raid, right? Took years to come, right? However, Raid exists still, so they're competing against something that still has more. It might have taken Raid longer to do it, but it has more. And I think that's something they need to keep in mind. Like this idea, and I remember Ash had said, like, is Watcher Realms a Raid killer? Obviously not, or at least not in its current incarnation. However, the idea that it has not filled Raid yet in 9 months, so it's a failure, is also lunacy. Yeah. So I think we all need to reflect and think. And I'd love people's just like general vibe suggestions. How are you feeling? And I'd love it from you too, Mike. So what are you thinking? What's your like big conclusion based on everything that's been happening the past few months?
Well, I will say I like the biggest peak for me was actually the interview that Mabucket did, because that to me I think is a good thing to show this much stuff in the game, even though Shamir got highlight, boo boo boo. But to show like this much of the timeline moving forward and to be that open with that kind of stuff. Now, of course, you do stuff like it's a gacha game, like you mentioned recently, like the rates are hard to find now, that kind of stuff. Like you can't get that, sure. But at the end of the day, I love the fact that they allowed people to come in the facility. Like he could have went in there and went nuts. So like he could have been like, "Yo, I'm in here trying to do some memes and pranks and trolls and whatever," and just wild out. And we would have loved it too. But it gave us a chance to see like, hey, they're consistently working on this. They're not really they're not gating as much of the information when we're asking for stuff. And I've seen situations where we'll ask questions and you really won't get much of any answers at all. Now, some things they can't talk about. But I do like that. Like that example for me was the biggest one where I was like, okay, I like the way the business is going, because this is the above and beyond that they're taking to put people to put stuff forward. And I will say this: I'm gonna wait until the next guild boss to make my final decision on the progress of the game. For me right now, I'm enjoying it. I'm a guy that likes to break down different problems and solve it. So even though I don't like the Pelagio's boss, I like the fact like even in the Arbiter boss, we figured out like you can get Dolores in there and do a little secret thing, and like there's little tricks to the trade to work around it. So it's another puzzle to figure out. Totally. Of course, that's more of a coding or a bug error. But I like being able to solve problems and say, hey, here's how I came up with a solution. Like that's the reason I even talked about Azor. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's a great thoughts and a great place to wrap up. All in all, I think it'll be really interesting to see how things go in terms of like, chapter 10 is coming. That should be really good. Like they told us that would explicitly be in like the first half of this year, so it's coming up within a month or two. I'd be certain of that. I think the new guild boss should be really exciting, and I think we should all just keep our eyes open. And what's going to be really important is a lot of people are going to be coming and going, right? And it's just the question is how many are going to be coming, because in terms of the going, without a doubt, it's with any game, and this is what people don't realize about Raid Shadow Legends. People think people play Raid Shadow Legends for 3 years. Some people do. The crazy people like some of us. That's not normal. People play for 6 months or 9 months at best, and they leave. Yeah. What Raid is so good is that keep advertising and marketing and bringing in fresh blood and rinse and repeat. Yeah. That is the lifeblood. I would say the commercials for Raid are like better. A1.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think, guys. In conclusion, do not sleep on the Brave Conquest event. That's what the video is about. Get your ancient summoning crystals. Mike, thank you so much for watching. You want to talk about the video you have coming out? By the time this comes out, it will already be out. But or anything you're cooking?
I'm cooking, bro. So I did it. I said I wasn't going to make this video. That's what makes it funnier. Because I did a Guild v Guild video and I got smoked. 8 losses straight. I got freaking annihilated. So I talked about it in the other video, but I was like, I'm not going to do summons because then I thought about it. I was like, wait, all the stuff I want is going to be ancients. So let me just do regular summons, rares, and I will say I'm thoroughly happy with the results I got. And it got me very very ready for the Pelagios boss when it drops out. So it's funny. It's very, very convenient. Very, very
He pulled
convenient.
6 Kai. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I've been Fastidious. This has been Mortar Mike. If you like my stuff, like it, comment, whatever. But most importantly, go check out Mike. I'm going to have his link in the description, top, and comment. Also have a link to the video with his summons that you're talking about. Please let us know what you think, because I'm sincerely interested. This game's really important to me, obviously. So I really want to know what the community is thinking.
I gotta say this too. I know it's your video. I know you like this is kind of like one of those redundant things. But dude, if you get a chance, do check out fastidious.gg. I will say that he didn't tell me to say that, bro. When I remember the first stages of doing this thing and where it's at now, it's freaking fire. And the speed. Bro, I clicked something by the time my finger's up. It's
enough of that.
So that's me. Sorry. I'm that guy. So yeah,
you're the best, man. Guys,
it's dope, man.
Thank you, Mike. Guys, thank you.
You don't think that you paid me for that or something. That's literally like me. Like this is me nerding out
I'm cringing. Let me sign off. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Share with your mother. We'll see you real soon.
Peace.
Peace.
Fastidious.